Welcome back for minute 27. I'm Brian.
I'm Richard.
And this is I Love You 3000 Minutes, the podcast where we traveled back in time endgame style to rewatch the entire Infinity Saga. Saga style. I don't know what that means, but I said it. Starting from Iron Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home. Will we go beyond that to Black Widow? Who knows? Check back in with us in like 8 years. This is minute 27 of Iron Man. And Richard, what happened? First off, you got vindication on my ass. Because you were like, snow, motherfucker. Snow. And I was like, but Afghanistan. And then you were like, what's it the night's like in Afghanistan? And I was like, everything's on airplane mode, so I can't actually check. Hey, Google, what temperature is it in Afghanistan at night?
It's too quiet. Hey, Google, 80% volume, please.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature at night in Afghanistan?
Tonight in Kabul, expect a temperature of 71 degrees.
Say Kabul?
Yeah, Kabul, Afghanistan. Do you know what
Is
what
that that's in Afghanistan?
Hey, Google.
Where is Kabul?
Hey, Google, is Kabul in Afghanistan?
Kabul, Afghanistan is 6,952 miles away.
So we're 6,000 miles away from us, where we are right now.
Hey, Google, how many Kabuls are there?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Right? Isn't there a different Kabul?
I don't know. Hey, Google, how many different cities named Kabul are there?
I might be thinking of Cabo.
Sorry, I don't have any information about that. Do you
Alright.
want to know, is there another city named Boston?
Google, stop. Alright, so I feel a little more vindicated because 71 degrees snow.
71
That's
right now, yeah.
impressive. Because they are in Afghanistan.
Well, that was one night. We don't know what it's like regularly there. But tonight, it's 71 degrees in Afghanistan.
They definitely got their Google Homes telling them bulk up. But I won't accept the fact that they were all in fleece jackets during the day.
It's
unacceptable.
It's cooler there at night than in this apartment.
Fuck you. I tried to put all the love in that statement so you understood. It was a fuck you with love.
So...
What happened in this minute? Besides your vindication and
it's
my vindication.
Tony Stark finally shows him the plans. You see, when he was asked earlier what they were, he was still just making the arc reactor. He's like, we can't do anything without this arc reactor. I don't know what we're going to do yet. He's like, yep, I don't know the plan.
Yeah, he seems like a guy who, if he was working on this at the time,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't going to show it until it was finished, or at least his idea was finished when it was necessary. But if I'm correct, and I don't know if I am, in my collector's edition for Phase 1, which had like the case and everything, if people remember, I think they had something like this as part of the file, the Avengers file that Nick Fury has later on. But I like it. And very dramatic.
And he finally shows him...
out to find out.
Yeah, he finally shows him the plans. It looks like a suit. It looks like a super suit. And they flatten it out, makes a more complete picture.
And I like that he said, flatten him out and look, but Tony flattens him out. It's like, it would be like you asking, how is Community? And I said, put it on and you'll find out. And then I take the remote out of your hands.
Which
and
you would
turn
do.
on Community.
Which you would do.
Only, no.
But hold on, there's a... Is that... Okay, yeah, never mind. I thought that was something on his wrist, like a sleeve thing on his wrist, but that's just light. So
Gotcha.
maybe that is Tony that flattens it out.
Oh, it is. He leans in with you see his right arm on the 16-second mark going forward, and that's him.
Mouth exposed in the suit.
I know later it's not, at least. But in the drawing, it does look like that. And I like that his look afterwards, before Yinsen says, brilliant, where he says it's kind of like, I dare you to say this isn't a genius idea. Like, he looks at him for a hot second. And
It could also be like a, you like that? You like those plans, huh?
Yeah, you like how these plans look? Yeah, say it. Call me daddy.
You're like, you have 1 week, it's a very important week. Well, I'm making them.
Finally, these fires are for warmth. Because there is some flurry. There's no snow on the ground, but there's a bit of flurry in the air. And then, yeah, as you pointed out while we were watching, on the screen that they're watching them in through the cameras, he has a little light up circle on his chest. And they do like a hand-holding high five.
Tony's
do they
like,
let go of the
yeah.
hands?
Yeah, they look.
Yeah.
And
After
Tony's
a good
like,
second.
yeah, no more car battery. Woo.
Yes. I will touch your hand with my free hand now. But then they go to backgammon, I believe it is. And he asks, and then it ends with him saying, you still haven't told me where you're from. As if he asked on camera. But then he says, I'm from a small town called Goal. A great film. You should check it out. Goal, The Dream Begins. I think it's like $4.99 on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I mean, by the time this comes out, it won't be anymore.
I'm sure it's good.
By that I meant, by the time this comes out, it won't be $4.99 on iTunes anymore. But it still will be good.
So...
Anything else for this minute?
They're very casual. They're very like, so we might die in a week, whatever.
I mean,
Screw these guys.
This does sound like some much-needed downtime. I like that one of the die, the one that stops on 6, kind of looks like it has 2 pieces of dice glued together.
Mm-hmm.
And it is interesting. I like that they choose, we don't see the people watching them on the monitors again at this insert shot, but the first time we see the arc reactor in his chest, it is through the surveillance system. Mm-hmm. So Tony's going under surgery again. I wonder, oh man, that must have sucked because they don't have a way. Like the first time he went under surgery, thankfully he was just passed out.
Mm-hmm.
But he must have done that alive, and we see him later hurt when Pepper helps him with it.
Figure they're... Oh, yeah. And then is he in pain as it's happening when Pepper's helping him with it?
Yeah, and that's not even a full surgery. It's just taking out a wire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he must have had... Geez, that's intense surgery.
They might have... I wonder if it's mounted to a sternum or something. Like the original electromagnetic piece of metal that they had there. I wonder if that was just mounted to a sternum or something, which would hurt for like weeks or months.
Well, I know later this version, when you take out the main component, you can reach your whole hand inside. Mm-hmm. So it may be fitted to this, but it definitely goes past the sternum. Which, if you didn't know, is the part of the chest right in the middle.
I'm the one that... Yeah. It might be below a sternum. Yeah. Could be.
Son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. I know you said below the sternum at first, but I think it's like this part where where the ribs come together.
Yeah.
And the sternum. But, like, I don't think it's below. I don't think it's, in the meat.
Are you talking about the arc reactor? Where
Yeah,
it's located? Yeah.
I think it's right. I think it actually replaced bone.
Okay. That would hurt so bad.
Right?
Yeah, you would be sore for a long time.
Yeah, he's been sore this whole time. And not only that, just now, Yinsen had to, like, without anesthetic, rip that old one out and put the new one in and stop bleeding and make him feel good enough to be like, yeah, well, I want a low 5 handhold.
Unless how Yinsen made the original electromagnetic thing, it kind of mounted in there, and then he just had to unmount the original thing and then mount the new one in there and go.
I don't know, because later on that metal looks pretty pristine when they replace that one.
Could be.
It looks like stainless steel. Shiny. Oh, I'm glad they just skipped over that and didn't explain. Because, woof, that would have...
I want to know.
Look, my daughter had a pacemaker put in this most previous summer, and seeing her recovery, it was...
Tough.
Horrifying. Like, I had to put on a brave face, but later when I watched The Matrix in theaters with Christian for the first time, and Neo says, why do my eyes hurt? And Morpheus says, you've never used them before. It made me finally be able to experience what she must have gone through. Because, I mean, it's not going to help if I'm freaking out while she's freaking out. So I had to put on that brave face and close myself off to what she was experiencing to be more supportive for her. Like, considering how painful that shit was for her, when it wasn't done, relatively speaking, barbarically. And she had all the pain medications that could safely be given to her. How hard that was. That would be the torture.
Yeah.
You want to put him in water and make him spark up? No. Tell him, put that arc reactor in his chest. It's going to hurt a lot more than us drowning him. Whew. What? It just took me 12 years to consider how fucked up this is. Ooh, damn. Oof. Oof. Do you have anything else for this?
He shouldn't be moving around right now, but whatever.
No. He's shaking dice. He's making small talk. You know, you still haven't told me where you're from. In reality, you'd be like, still haven't told me where you're from. Just fucking anything to distract from the goddamn pain. Ah, you son of a bitch.
That's probably screwing with his sternum, too.
Ooh, just think of every breath, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Let's move on to the next minute.
Sure, I have a feeling they're about to come in, the 10 Rings group. They're gonna come and be like, what the hell is this? You guys are just playing backgammon, blah, blah, blah. So...
I like that was some, like, weirdly Italian version of Dracula from Hotel Transylvania. What the hell is this? Blah, blah, blah.
That's one way to mock people you don't like.
I was deconstructing.
I know. That's one way to mock people you don't like.
I didn't say I don't like Italians or Dracula.
That's one way for me to mock people I don't like.
Oh, that's the voice you use?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's a voice a lot of people use. You just make them sound stupid and say blah, blah, blah. Look at you, blah, blah, blah.
Weirdly, stop with that just for a second.
What?
For the audio, stop spinning.
Okay.
But strangely, whenever I would go into, like, a mockery thing or impersonating someone else jokingly, I never realized it, but I would literally go back to, like, 50s Chicago accent. It was weird. I never noticed it until I was trying.
Mock me right now.
I can't do it on command now that I'm in my head about it.
Mock how I take showers at 1 a.m.
That sounds dirtier. I needed to pee, and he took a shower for like 45 minutes last night.
It was not.
Right. I swear it was at least 30 minutes. I was sitting in that chair, I watched multiple 10-minute videos on YouTube, just like, I can't go back to bed because I need to pee. To shower.
And so, I thought you might. I just like checked the coast to make sure it was clear before I went to my room, and I opened it, and you're just staring straight at me. I'm like, yee. What the fuck?
Did you have any more for this minute?
Nope.
All right, that was minute 27. I'm Brian. Or nope, you go first.
I'm Richard.
I'm Brian.
You got an army?
We've got a podcast. Oh, snow.
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying. We don't know what that climate is like.
I mean, they're
nights it gets really cold.
They are in Afghanistan.
Do you know what Afghanistan climate is like all the time? Does it get cold at night? Do you know? Just wondering. Do you know?